You are living or just existing meaninglessly, day by day. How far have you gone in the last 10 years? Or are you still standing still and watching your friends reach the top? I am not good enough. I must sacrifice for my family. The market is already too saturated. Stop. Those are not reasons, they are chains. The truth is, your vehicle is not broken. The genius engine inside you is still roaring every night. You are just pressing the gas while the gear is still at zero. You do not lack talent, you only lack a direction. Do not let the broken pieces of the past become the grave of your future. This video will not teach you how to dream. I will show you how to change gears and rise from the ashes. In just 5 minutes, your path of rebirth begins right now. Arthur sat quietly in a corner of the old office at Far East Insurance Company. In the last 10 years, the world outside has changed very fast. His classmates are now directors, experts, and leaders of the new era. But Arthur is still in the same position next to an old computer running Windows. His job is to manually enter old yellow files into the system. He arrives at 8 a.m. and leaves at 5 p.m. with no mistakes but also no breakthroughs. Whenever there is a chance for promotion, Arthur quietly steps back into the shadows. He is afraid of attention, afraid of responsibility, and afraid of facing failure if he leaves his comfort zone. His stagnation is not only in his work, but also in his smallest daily habits. He has bought the same type of bread from the same shop for the past 3,000 days. He walks the same familiar road home, avoiding social meetings and new relationships. All of Arthur's effort is focused on taking care of his father, who is slowly losing his memory. Every night, he patiently repeats his name to his father, then quietly cleans the broken bowls his father drops by accident. He tells himself that this still life is a noble sacrifice. He uses the burden of family as a perfect shield to hide his real fear. I cannot go far because my father needs me, he tells himself like a prayer, but deep inside Arthur knows he is building a grave for his own future. He chooses to be an outdated person in the technology age, so he does not have to join a race he believes he will lose. The cover of stability is actually a rope slowly tightening around the breath of a natural talent. Arthur is not dead. He is only choosing to pause his life forever. The false peace that Arthur worked hard to build finally broke on a fateful afternoon. The cold dismissal notice lay on his desk, signed by a new AI algorithm recently deployed. Your skills are no longer suitable for the company's optimization roadmap. The line was like a knife cutting the only link he had with society. Returning home with an empty soul, Arthur faced an even more terrifying nightmare. The front door was wide open and the thin figure of his father had disappeared into the busy street. In panic, Arthur ran through many alleys, calling his father's name until his voice became hoarse in the heavy rain. He found him at a crowded intersection, but it was too late for a reunion. The painful sound of car horns and the bright headlights ended the painful memory journey of the poor father. After the quiet funeral, Arthur stood in the empty room, with only the ticking sound of the old clock. He opened his father's secret drawer and found a broken ceramic bowl carefully wrapped in a paper with his birth date written on it. His father had planned to repair it for many years, but his fading memory made him stop halfway. Arthur looked at his bank balance with only $100 left, not enough to pay next month's rent. For the first time in 10 years, he had no excuse and no burden left to blame for his failure. The naked truth appeared: he used caring for his father as an excuse to avoid living a meaningful life. Now, when his only support was gone, he was left alone with emptiness and deep regret. He knelt on the cold floor, the broken ceramic pieces cutting his skin, but the pain in his heart was even stronger. I killed my future, and I could not save my father's past. Arthur screamed in silence. The bottom of despair is not having no money, but realizing you wasted 10 years building a castle of sand. Among the ruins of his life, Arthur understood that he had only two choices: either be buried here or pick up every broken piece and start again. This bitter awakening was the moment he realized that to save himself he must become the person his father always hoped he would be. Arthur went to the antique restoration workshop of Mr. Elias, not to ask for a job, but to sell his father's hand-drawn technical sketches. They were old machine diagrams presented with breathtaking precision. Mr. Elias, a retired system architect, looked through each page and stopped at the small notes where Arthur had casually corrected the structure for his father. Your father drew very beautifully, but you were the one who optimized these drawings, right? Elias saw in Arthur's crossed-out lines an extreme logical thinking, the ability to simplify the most complex systems. He realized that this was the raw diamond that the modern technology industry was missing: a person who understands the core structure instead of chasing a shiny surface. I will not buy these papers because their price is your future, and I do not have enough money to pay for that. Elias decided to help Arthur because he saw his own image many years ago, a brilliant mind trapped in insecurity. He did not teach philosophy. He gave Arthur a real problem. My antique data management system is frozen. If you can fix it in 30 minutes, I will give you a path to rebuild your life. Arthur sat at the computer, and the fingers that were used only for data entry suddenly danced on the keyboard as if they had found their lost instinct. He did not only fix the error, he rebuilt the whole system with a unique patching mindset that he learned from repairing broken ceramic pieces for his father. Elias nodded. You are not broken, Arthur. You are just a supercomputer running the garbage software of fear. He helped Arthur not with pity but with an investment. He lent Arthur knowledge about modern systems in exchange for help running the workshop. I will teach you how to use the gold of logical thinking to repair the broken systems out there. This meeting became a fair contract. Elias gave Arthur the key of technology, and Arthur proved that the broken pieces of the past could build a stronger structure than ever before. Arthur walked out of Elias's workshop not with a bag of money, but with a completely new operating system in his mind. He did not rush into glamorous positions, but accepted a night shift job at the data center of Sentinel Cybersecurity Corporation. This was the most underestimated job, guarding old servers and handling junk files that young engineers did not want to touch. During the day, he delivered packages to pay the remaining hospital bills of his father. At night, he buried himself in the documents that Elias gave him. He realized that even the most advanced modern systems were still built on the core principles that he had learned during 10 years of data entry. His past stagnation suddenly became a huge archive that helped him understand every breath of data. While his colleagues focused on automation tools, Arthur trained himself to read malware with his own eyes. He learned to see system vulnerabilities like cracks in ceramics where connections are broken. The turning point came during a late-night shift when Sentinel's entire core system was locked by a very advanced ransomware. Top experts hurried to break the code with complex algorithms, but they all failed against the isolated firewall. Arthur quietly watched the data flow diagram on the big screen and noticed a strange similarity. The way this malware attacked was exactly like the structure of the broken ceramic bowl that his father once tried to repair. It did not destroy everything. It only disconnected the contact points. Instead of trying to break the encryption like the others, Arthur used a kintsugi mindset to repair the broken data points from inside. He moved through the smallest gaps in the system and used old command codes to rebuild the connection between the separated fragments. In just 20 minutes, the deep blue lines of code started running again, saving decades of the company's data from destruction. The whole technical room stood silent, looking at the night shift worker who was always quiet in the dark corner. Arthur's journey proved that 10 years of running idle were not meaningless if you know how to use those experiences as material for rebirth. He was no longer a man standing outside his era, but an artist who restores systems that are close to collapse. The ransomware incident at Sentinel was not only a technical test, but also a launchpad that brought Arthur out of the shadow of 10 years of stagnation. The CEO of the corporation, a man who respected practical efficiency, did not promote him because of a new university degree. He promoted him because of his ability to see structure inside chaos, an instinct that only comes from years of patience with the smallest and most repetitive details. Arthur did not stop at the position of engineer. He founded the Kintsugi Systems Department, which focuses on restoring abandoned digital heritage and turning old systems into strong security fortresses. He used this success to build support funds for workers who were replaced by technology. He helped them find new value from their old skills. Many years later, when standing in front of thousands of students at a graduation ceremony, Arthur did not talk about impressive algorithms. He raised his hands, which still had rough marks from the days of data entry and cleaning the ceramic workshop, and said, "Success is not that you have never been broken, but how you treat the broken pieces of yourself." His message echoed across the hall. You are not left behind because you are not good enough, but because you let your mind vehicle run idle in fear. 10 years of ordinary work are not garbage. They are the most valuable raw material if you know how to pour the gold of effort into them. Do not wait for a miracle to erase the past. Use the scars of failure to create bright lines for your future. You only need to choose a direction, start the engine, and change the gear. Your greatest journey will begin exactly where you once fell. Remember, a bowl repaired with gold is always more valuable than a bowl that has never been broken. Thank you for listening to the story about Arthur's journey of repairing the mind. I hope the lesson of the Kintsugi bowl helped you see the value of scars and the power of changing gears to move forward. Do not let your talent continue to stand still in regret. Leave a dot in the comments if you decide to change starting today. Do not forget to follow the channel to explore new paths to build a better life with me. Your brightest future is waiting for you to take the wheel.